Thank you for joining me in this Golden Lotus Yoga Teachers Association class tonight. Golden Lotus Yoga Teachers was founded by Yogacharya, also referred to as J. Oliver Black, who was a direct disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda. Yogacharya also started Song of the Morning Ranch in Vanderbilt, Michigan. So if you're not familiar with Song of the Morning, I suggest you go to songofthemorning.org. And if you have an opportunity over Christmas to join them in their 12 days of Christmas celebration, of course, you don't have to go for all 12 days, but there's a lot of things going on at Song of the Morning. So if you're able, check it out and make a visit up there in Vanderbilt, Michigan. So I thought with this being so close to Christmas, I would start tonight with a couple readings from the Spiritual Diary from Paramahansa Yogananda, of course. And I'm going to start out with just his special thought for December, of which I won't read the whole thing, but I'm going to read part of it in comments regarding Christmas. So if you'd like to just take a meditation posture and close your eyes, gently uplift the gaze as we do in meditation to the spiritual eye, that mid-spot between the eyebrows. Beginning to let the body relax, letting the mind relax, setting aside any thoughts, troubles, worries, cares as we go through our class this evening. So we'll soon be celebrating the birth of Jesus, that great Christian master, Jesus, celebrating his birth. And here's some comments by Paramahansa Yogananda on Christmas. The real celebration of Christmas is the realization within ourselves of Christ's consciousness. It is of utmost importance to every man, whether his religion, I'm sorry, let me do that again. It is of utmost importance to every man, whatever his religion, that he experience within himself the birth of the universal Christ. The universe is the body of Christ, everywhere present within it. Without limitation is the Christ consciousness. When you can close your eyes and by meditation expand your awareness until you feel the whole universe as your own body, Christ will have been born within you. You will know that your mind is a little wave of the ocean of cosmic consciousness in which Christ dwells. So just taking a moment to just let those words soak in. And then I really like today's September 16th spiritual diary reading. So I will share that with you in a moment. But again, if you've lost the upliftment of the gaze, again, just gently uplift the eyes. If thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be filled with light. Take heed ye, therefore, that the light within you be not darkness. It's a reference to the spiritual eye in the Christian Bible. I will prepare for the coming of the omnipresent baby Christ by cleaning the cradle of my consciousness, now rusty with selfishness, indifference, and sense attachments, and by polishing it with deep daily divine meditation, introspection, and discrimination. I will remodel the cradle with dazzling soul qualities of brotherly love, humbleness, faith, desire for God realization, willpower, self-control, renunciation, and unselfishness, that I may fittingly celebrate the birth of the divine child. So all those qualities emulated by Jesus, who was just born a baby, just like we're born a baby. He had to go through being a toddler and, so forth. But of course, he had this special dispensation to be what he was. Great master of Christianity, so many qualities for us to emulate. Forgiveness, love, compassion, and so forth. And as we go through our class tonight, just be sure you're listening to your body, only doing what feels right within your body, but yet noticing sensation or an edge within what we do. But there should never be any pinching or twinging of any sort. Golden Lotus yoga classes are gentle. We go through things mindfully. We try to keep our attention focused on the breath or the activity that we're doing, because we know that energy follows attention. So we want our energy coming to our practice. As the mind wanders, perhaps to thoughts, troubles, worries, cares, or any to-do list, or just wherever the mind wanders off to, it's going to wander off. Just draw it back again to the breath, noticing a sense of energy with the inhales, lifting up the spine from the root chakra to the spiritual eye or crown chakra, so we can focus on the breath, which is highly recommended, or we can notice within the body sensations we're feeling, finding ease in those sensations. So focus is important. Energy flows where attention goes. So we want our energy flowing to us as we continue to draw our attention back to the breath, to our activity. So you can continue sitting on the floor. Never feel like you have to sit with legs crossed. Legs could be lengthened out. You might have a little sit-up-on or pillow or something under your bottom to lift you up a little bit off that tailbone, off the floor. And we're just going to start with some neck exercises tonight. So we'll be limbering the whole body, making sure we use all the joints, and very importantly also that we work the spine in 6 different directions. That means forward, backward, it means side to side, and it means in twists. And we'll get those movements in from various positions, from our backs, from sitting position, from standing position. It's also important to include a balancing poses in a practice, and inversions. So we will make sure we have all those elements in our class tonight. So sitting with spine tall, maybe uplifting that gaze to the mid-spot between the eyebrows. Let's notice our inhale. Exhale, drop the head, so chin drops toward the throat. At the same time, you try not to let that chest cave in. Again, for healthy breathing, we need an open center through the heart center. We're all curled in. We can't breathe in the lungs as well, lower, middle, upper lobes. So we try to be aware of our posture. It's so important to our health, to our well-being. So as the head falls, you might notice if you have a lot of tightness in the neck and shoulders are first places to tense, some of the last to release. So we work with these upper vertebrae in the neck, helping to relieve blockages so close to the brainstem. Might help to alleviate headaches. With an inhale, we pick the head back up. What we do one way, we do the other. So now we tilt the head back, stretching the throat, thyroid, parathyroid, etc., that had just gotten that gentle squeeze. Now the neck vertebrae get a gentle compression, a gentle squeeze. We'll pick our head back up to center with an inhale, exhale, dropping right ear toward right shoulder. Check in those shoulders are relaxed down and away from the earlobes. So finding ease, again, each exhale, maybe find a little more ease, giving yourself permission to relax. Because even here, you might, have the shoulders a little hunched, or you might have the jaw gently clenched a little bit and you don't even know it. So relax the facial muscles. Noticing the stretch on the left side of the neck, the compression on the right. We'll inhale back to center, exhale, dropping left ear toward left shoulder. Maybe noticing a difference from side to side. It's not uncommon to have one side of the neck tighter than the other. And this is an unusual movement. It's not a movement we do regularly on a daily basis unless you do these exercises regularly. So the neck can be out of balance, just like the body, physically as well as mentally. Inhale, we'll draw to center. Exhale, take a little peek over a shoulder. So now we're twisting. We went forward, backward, side to side. Now we twist. Check in with the shoulders, check in with the jaw, anywhere you can find ease. Again, maybe uplifting the gaze to the mid spot between the eyebrows, or noticing the breath. Inhales. Energy going up the spine, exhales. We find ease and energy goes down the spine. We'll inhale back to center, exhale, peeking the other way. Taking about 5 to 7 breaths here. Inhale, we'll draw back to center. Exhale, let's drop the chin again. And we're going to add a little pendulum movement. So it's as if using your inhale, like you're going to try to peek up to the ceiling. Exhale, we draw chin back to the throat. Inhale, we peek up the other way. So back and forth like this a few times, measure of your breath. Again, we want to try to have shoulders relaxed away from ears. If you've caved in a lot, try to straighten a little bit. It's common to hear a grinding sound here. If you're hearing that, it's perfectly normal. Next time chin is at the throat, we're going to inhale, pick up. We'll just slightly tilt back just for that counter pose. Bringing head back to center. We're going to be adding a few neck rotations. So let's notice our inhale. Exhale, we'll rotate over the right shoulder and back. Other way around. I might have misguided you there. Inhaling, right shoulder and back. Exhale, left and down. Slow and gentle. Your circles might be very small, or they might start small and get a little larger, or inhale halfway, exhale the other half. Then we're going to change direction. So inhale over the left shoulder and back. Exhale, right and down. About 4 more on your own. Measure of your breath, not rushing it. And when you're finished, we'll meet with head in line with the spine. Just sitting tall, let's add a cleansing breath. Breathing in through the nose. Double exhale. Out the mouth. So that's a short H-U-H and then a longer H-U-H-H-H. So cleansing breaths we use a lot in our practice. It's just a sense of releasing, letting go, preparing for what's coming next, and very beneficial in your daily life. You know, all these things are simple. They're things you can carry with you, no charge. Your cleansing breaths, any of these movements, anything we do, certainly good to carry them into your daily life. Let's rotate the shoulders a few times, up, back, down, and away. Again, shoulders, we carry a lot of tension in that area. So we help to release that, and that too might help to alleviate headaches, stiffness in the neck, and so forth. And we do one way, we do the other, so change the direction you were going. And then just let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Let's go ahead, take our legs out in front of us, giving a few bounces here. And let's rotate our ankles, so getting into our joints in our legs and so forth, ankle rotations, keeping our ankles limber, helping circulation. We'll change direction. Good. We'll do some heel toe points, so you can alternate or take both feet same direction. But again, mindfully notice what's going on here. So hold it for a minute, feeling the stretch on top of the foot all the way up the shin, or feeling the stretch on the sole of the foot, the ankle, up the calf. So a little mindful movement here with the feet. And then let's spread all 10 toes apart, so we're not going to forget the toe knuckles. Squeeze those toes in. Again, spread them apart the best you can. It's not an easy thing to do, and that, at least for me, that pinky never wants to spread apart. Go ahead, scrunch in. About 3 more times. Spread the toes, scrunch the toe knuckles. Good. Now with heels together, we're going to let the feet fall out to the side and draw the soles of the feet toward each other. So we're getting an outside of the ankle stretch. Make your V, draw soles toward each other. Good. Just let the legs rest. We'll give a couple bounces. Now to get into the knee and hip area, we'll do rocking the baby. So you want to hang on to your leg, a hand at the knee or the foot, or find where you can go with this. The foot might also go in the crook of the arm. The other arm could wrap around knee and elbow, or anywhere in between. Try to find those sit bones if you've kind of slouched back. Try to have a tall spine, and just gently rocking back and forth. Again, not rushing it. Maybe you use the breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, come across. Inhale, open. Exhale, come across. Just on your own, 3 or 4 times, noticing the stretch in the hip and buttock area. Good. Let's just take that leg out in front, nice and long, and take it right back to the floor. Other side, again, finding your bind. Maybe foot goes in the crook of the arm, maybe arms wrap around, or maybe you have to hold out further, finding your place. Benefits tend to be the same. Just you're listening to your body. So you go to the depth your body allows, your flexibility. So again, maybe focusing on the breath as you inhale, open, exhale, come across. Go ahead, take that leg out in front. Maybe lift the leg long. Exhale, slowly draw it back to the floor. So sitting nice and tall here, maybe adjusting, again, pulling that fleshy part of the bottom back so you're on your sit bones. I'm just going to do a forward fold here. We'll take our arms out to the sides. Inhale out and up. Let's first lengthen and just stretching, getting that nice long side body stretch. Then let the shoulders soften down and away. And exhale, hinge forward. Once you can't hinge anymore, there's a point where you're going to have to stop. Then let your arms fall, let your head fall. Just find your forward fold. You might want to push the heels back a little bit, toes to the ceiling, a little more engagement. But you could also just have those legs relaxed. Noticing the breath, again, the inhale, that slightly lifting, taking in. Exhale, slowly release. Oh, 5 more breaths here. Again, if eyes are closed, you could uplift the gaze to that mid spot between the eyebrows. Or you could just notice the breath in the body, finding ease with those exhales. With an inhale, we're just going to slowly draw up. We're going to bring our soles together. We're going to do butterfly, so you might hang on to the calves, ankles, or fingers might wrap around the outer blade of the foot. Gently moving those legs up and down. Again, tall spine here. Pick your head up to where chin is parallel to the floor. Maybe gently uplifting the gaze. Slow, controlled movement. Inhale, exhale. Exhale when you draw the legs together. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze together. Good. Next time legs are open, we're just going to slide the feet out so we have a diamond shape. We're going to find our tortoise pose. So you can find elbows on knees, palms resting like at the ankle. This might be where you go, dropping the head, or some might tuck the arms underneath the legs, palms on the tops of the feet as we find our tortoise pose. Represents drawing our 5 senses in. It's a very restorative pose, a gentle stretch to the spine and back. A few more breaths here. With an inhale, pick that head up. We'll draw ourselves up to straight spine again and revisit our forward fold. So let's take arms out and up. Exhale, hinge forward, fold in. So here, everything in the front of the body gets a compression, all the organs, the intestinal tract, the heart, the lungs. We get a stretch all the way from the heels up the legs, and then from tailbone through the top of the head, decompressing the spine. So a very simple thing, but so many benefits. 3 or 4 more breaths here. Maybe you notice the tummy gently pushing into the thighs. Using that diaphragmatic breath where tummy pushes out with the inhales, draws in with the exhale. With an inhale, slowly find your way back up. And we're going to come over to our backs now. So go ahead, lying down, finding your Shavasana pose, allowing blood and energy to flow freely. We allow the body to soak in everything that it's done. So noticing the breath. Of course, you can uplift the gaze to the mid spot between the eyebrows. Maybe putting right hand on the tummy, left hand on the heart, making that nurturing connection with the body. Notice the gentle rise and fall of the tummy. And from here, let's draw legs together. We'll bring arms beside the body, palms down. We're going to inhale into a full body stretch. So take those arms up and over the head. Point toes out, point heels out. Make any organic movements here, meaning maybe lengthen one side of the body and then the other, a slow kind of movement in the hips where you push out through one heel and fingertips on that side and then the other. Just organically moving, maybe rotating wrists and drawing fingers in and out a few times. We haven't rotated the wrists or done anything with finger knuckles, so you might do that here. It's a good place to do it. You might want to rotate the ankles a little more. But when you feel complete, we're going to do our first side bend, a very simple one. We'll slide legs to the right. Then we'll slide the upper body to the right. So a left side body stretch here. We want to keep hips as well as shoulders connected. So only go as far as allows you to keep that left shoulder connected. You can take the left wrist with the right hand, give a little pull, creating a little more space in the shoulder. Bring expansion to the ribs and lung. On the other side, a compression of the ribs and lung. With an inhale, walk it back to center, inching your way, and then sliding legs to the left, just as far as they go, and still keep hips connected, and then inch the upper body over. Feeling the right side body stretch, taking that right wrist if you want for a little added expansion in the shoulder, right side body. Breathing into that expansion, noticing how it feels. With an inhale, inch your way back. We'll take a nice long stretch, but then exhaling as you slide the arms down, bend your knees and curl right in for cradle rock. So I interlace my fingers here. You could just have a hand below each knee as we rock side to side, massaging all of the back as well as the back of the head. Feeling the pressure on the back in the various areas as you cradle rock. Maybe you draw in a little deeper, not a have to, so we're also getting in the hips here and squeezing again the intestinal tract, helping to promote proper elimination, digestion, assimilation. It's a nice release in the lower back, a little stretch in the buttocks and hips. All right, let's slowly decrease that, coming to center, stopping right there on the spine. And we're going to inhale legs up into a candlestick pose here. But then let's put a hand on the outside of each leg so we can get some stretch on the inner legs, letting those legs fall open into a V, using hands to support as much as you need to as you open. You go slowly, you find that edge that's right for you. You can continue to use your hands for support, or you can take go by the sides of the body, palms down. Or if you want a little more, a hand on the inner calf, gently pushing away, gently drawing a little bit toward you. There's always variations, there's always modifications. So listening to your body. Option to push the heel out a little bit, stretching the ankle and calf. But wherever you are, noticing that breath. Inhales, exhales, keeping attention focused on your activity. Go ahead, draw the legs together, back to candlestick. We'll take arms back by the sides of the body, palms down. Options here, modification, bend knees, take soles of the feet to the mat and lengthen out legs, or lowering legs together, arms tucked in nice and close, palms down, push heels out, zip navel in. In your exhale, we'll slowly and with control, using muscle and not momentum, finding your way back to the mat with the legs. Strengthening, toning, back, tummy, legs. When you land, add a cleansing breath in your Shavasana pose. Soaking it all in, noticing. You might feel sensation in that lower tummy area, in the legs. You might feel increased heartbeat. You might just notice the breath. All right, let's go ahead and bend our knees. We'll do our first spinal twist, but we'll do it from our backs tonight. So let's just take the feet out wide. So we'll do a windshield wiper twist. Arms out to a T in general. Palms are upturned, fingertips curled in. We'll notice our inhale. Exhale, drop legs to the right as you turn the head to the left. We'll go back and forth a few times before we hold the pose. Inhale, center, exhale to the left, head turns right. Inhale, center, exhale the other way. Slow and controlled, but one breath, one movement. Just warming up that area before we become static in the pose. This time when the legs fall to the right and head turns left, if it's all right with your neck. We're going to hang out there, feeling the twist. Option, if you want to go deeper, take right heel, hook it outside of left knee. Let that right leg just relax. Let it, gravity, pull it down. It increases the twist in the lower spine. If it's too much, of course, you remove the foot. Taking about 5 more breaths here. Relax more through the legs. That top leg acts like a little bit of leverage, pulling you deeper. If you had that bind, go ahead, release. We're going to inhale back to center. Exhale the other way. Option to stay as you are, making any adjustments you need to with hips, or hook left heel outside of right knee, feeling the additional stretch in the buttock and hip area. A little deeper twist in the spine. Head's turned in the opposite direction, so we get the benefit all the way up the spinal column, from tailbone to the very top of the spinal column. Our spine, our tree of life, we want to keep it moving and flexible. Go ahead, release that heel. If you had the bind, inhaling back to center. Exhale, give yourself a big squeeze in here, forehead toward the knees. And we're going to hold here, taking about 5 breaths, holding ourselves up. Again, compressing all these abdominal organs, decompressing the spine, strengthening as we hold ourselves up. About 3 more breaths here. Feel the tummy gently pushing into the legs. And inhaling, lower shoulders, head to the floor. Exhale, feet to the mat. Just let your knees touch in on each other. Maybe separating the feet about hip width distance apart, a very restorative modification to Shavasana pose. Nice, easy back release, very soothing for the back. Adding a cleansing breath if you have it. Alrighty, we're going to separate our feet about hip width distance apart, arms beside the body, palms down as we prepare for our arch or bridge pose. From here, notice the feet connected to the mat. Let's pick up all 10 toes. Let's lower pinky to big toe. So kind of spreading the toes, but not scrunching arms in close. I spread my fingers here so we have that nice support of the arms as well as the legs and feet. We're going to do a little pelvic tilt, draw that tailbone in, and then continue on up into your bridge pose. Chin gently tucked toward the throat, but not so much so that it inhibits your breathing. Just a long neck here. Try to keep those legs parallel. Again, a very strengthening pose. This is considered an inversion, helping to keep our internal organs in their proper place. Very strengthening for the legs, trunk of the body, holding ourselves up. Breathing. A little increase of circulation to the head, neck, and throat area, so to the brain. You can feel the strengthening going on in the legs and arms. For some, legs can get shaky here, but that indicates you're strengthening and you should come out at any time if you need to. Our exhale will lower us one vertebrae at a time, kind of pressing each vertebrae into the mat. Very beneficial for the back and spinal column. When you land, just take a little pause, maybe even adding a cleansing breath. And then again, start to curl that tailbone up. Continue on up with your inhale, lifting buttocks back up off the floor. You can stay with the version we did, or you might scoop one shoulder blade at a time together. Notice what that does to the body. You get a little added lift. And then some might interlace fingers underneath. Notice what that does, expansion in through the chest and drawing the shoulder blades together. And a little deeper yet, if it's all right with your body, is to draw heels of the hands together. And we breathe here. We try to keep those legs, again, parallel, about hip width distance apart, not touching in, as if you're gently holding a yoga block between the legs. Well, 5 more breaths here. And if you had the hand grasp, release the heels of the hands away from each other, separate the fingers, untuck the shoulder blades one at a time, and exhale. Again, massage the back as you slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. This time we're going to give ourselves a hug. So inhale in, draw forehead toward the knees. Exhale, lower shoulders, head back to the floor. We're going to keep our little bind at the knees here and a little cradle rock. So just massaging that back a few times as we go back and forth. Good. Take your feet back to the floor. We're going to lengthen out again just to let that blood and energy flow freely. So taking your Shavasana pose, cleansing breath, letting it all soak in. Again, purposeful pauses. And you might uplift that gaze to the mid spot between the eyebrows. And then just find your own way up. And we're going to roll right on over, finding a child's pose. And why don't we do extended child tonight? Unless you're having particular back issues, then keep those legs together, much more restorative, holding over those legs, drawing arms back, forehead to the floor. If forehead doesn't reach, stack hands or use a pillow or block. But for extended child, again, it gets a little more into the hip area. We put toe mounds together. We separate the knees as far as we comfortably can. You walk the hands out, so you start to get stretch in the shoulders and the chest area, under the arms. Again, it's important to have forehead to the floor there. If that doesn't work for you, you should have a yoga block or a pillow, or you could stack your hands. But for those of us in full version of extended child, those arms are out, fingertip, or rather forehead on the floor. And you feel this expansion under the arms and even in the chest area. Stretching the legs and hips. Child's poses are also on a more subtle level, postures of reverence, devotion, posture of humility, posture of bowing in. And then let's walk our hands back. And from here, we're going to come to standing on the knees. When you're standing on your knees, again, toes are not touching, knee to ankle are in alignment. Let the shoulders relax down and away from the ears. Let's add a cleansing breath here. And we're going to go into a supported dragonfly twist. So we're going to bring our right leg out, and getting there is a little bit of a balancing move. We're going to bring our hands to frame the front foot. We're going to take our right arm, inhale it out to the side and up, reaching for the ceiling. So this is supported version of dragonfly twist. You might curl left toes under, pick up left knee. Full expression of dragonfly twist. Taking a few breaths here. Exhale, we close. Bring that right hand back to the floor. You're going to drop left knee if it was up, uncurl toes. We're going to start to walk the hands back, half monkey god pose. We want to draw those right toes up till they point to the ceiling. So you sway back with that hip until the foot comes off the floor, toes point to ceiling. Big stretch in calf and hamstring. You decide what you want to do with your hands, going to where it works for you. You might have to be on fingertips. You might be on palms. Some might need a fist. And you can let head drop toward the knee, or you can keep the head in line with the spine. But you should be noticing significant stretch in the back of the right leg, but yet a soft knee. You just don't want to lock that joint out. Couple more breaths here. Good. Go ahead, sway forward till that foot comes to the floor. I just bring my right hand inside of my right foot here, And draw the right foot back as I come back up onto standing on my knees. We'll take left foot out in front. We'll frame the foot with our fingers. Right palm on the floor. Inhale, left arm slowly out and up. Same option, curl right toes under, pick up right knee. Gaze can be up toward the hand. If your neck doesn't like that, gaze could be forward. It could also be looking down. 3 more breaths here. Exhaling, close. Drop that right knee if it was up, uncurl toes. Start to sway the bottom back. Pick left toes up and off the floor. This is where you get that stretch when you draw those toes up. Again, hands, maybe fingertips, maybe palms, maybe fists. You might drop the head toward the knee. Little softness in the knee though, but yet feeling that hamstring and calf stretch. When we sway forward, we're going to go right into a forward fold, so at the front edge of our mat. So go ahead, walk yourself forward. Bring right foot beside the left, forward fold. Let's put a bind in the elbows, a little softness to the knee as we let gravity pull our head toward the mat. Again, a little softness in the knee, not locking them out, but feeling the stretch. So many benefits to simple forward fold. Again, stretch all the way up the back of the legs. Stretching hips, decompressing the spine. Compressing our organs in the front of the body, the tummy, heart, lungs. Increasing circulation to the brain. Release that bind. We're going to inhale into a halfway lift. Shoulders away from ears, spine long. I draw my navel in here. Exhale, fold in. With fingertips lining up with the toes here. Again, drop the head. So bend the knees as much as you need to. For a balance tonight, we're going to do standing splits. So slide the right leg back and pick it up. The closer the hands are to the feet, the more balance it requires. So you're going to adjust your hands. Maybe they're out in front of the foot quite a bit. Maybe they're close. Maybe you put one hand on an ankle. Maybe you try 2 hands on the ankle. So again, many ways to balance here. You finding what works for you, but try to let the head fall, not holding the head up. Feeling the strength kind of push through that left leg and through the hip, making the leg long. Exhale, bring right foot beside the left, forward fold. Taking a deep breath, let it go. Slide the left leg back, lift it up. Decide where your hands need to be for your balance. Trying to let the head fall, gaze might be at the knee. Hips, though, pretty much level here. Exhale, lower back to forward fold. We'll come to halfway lift with an inhale. And then let's continue on up to standing. Standing mountain pose, adjusting your feet, shoulders up, back, down and away, cleansing breath. Taking a pause, notice the shift in energy. We've had our head down, so you might even feel that even slight sense of lightheadedness. That's normal to feel. But finding our posture, standing mountain pose. Again, ankle, knee, hip in alignment, hips and shoulders. Chin picked up to where it's parallel to the floor. Shoulders relaxed down and away from the ears. Let's inhale, arms out to the side. We'll get our 6 spinal movements in here with a simple side bend to start. Maybe dropping right arm, reaching with the left. as if you're reaching for where the ceiling and the wall meet. We'll inhale back to center. Exhale the other way, opening through the top shoulder. Holding the stretch, not the breath, just holding the pose. We'll inhale back to center. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward, standing twist. Inhale back to center, back bend. Exhale the other way, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale back to center, back bend. Exhale, forward fold. You can swan dive in. If you have back issues, you could bring your hands to the legs and just slowly guide yourself down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold in. Let's drop our seat. Taking our arms out in front for fierce pose. Feeling the work in the legs. So we're dropping the seat as much as we can. It's okay here if you have more weight in the heels than the toes because we want to be dropped low. We're going to inhale tall. Exhale, side bend. This time maybe we keep thumbs together or palms. Another side bend opening through the top shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale the other way. Inhale, center. Let's exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do prayer twist this time. Twisting to the right. Inhale, center. Palms pressing into each other. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale. Let's revisit our fierce pose. Go 5 breaths. Inhale, tall. Back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhaling, folding in. We're going to bend our knees, come up onto the balls of our feet, if available to you. Walk your hands back, getting the spine as long as you can, finding a focal point in front of you. And if you wish, picking up hands to knees or heart center, a balancing pose, leg strengthener, foot ankle strengthener. When you're ready, bring your hands back to the mat. Come back to your bottom. We'll lengthen our legs out again, sitting nice and tall. Let's take a cleansing breath here. And then we'll draw our arms out and up. Nice, gentle forward fold. Hinge at the hips. And then curly. Noticing your inhale, exhale, slowly let those fingertips trail. Finding your way back to your Shavasana pose. Put a bend in your knees, hug in, a little cradle rock, just massaging anything out of that out of the back. Maybe a hand on top of each knee, doing a few circles. And then when you've gotten any, massage the back and so forth, go ahead, hug the knees in, and we'll find our candlestick pose, our final inversion. Option here to stack a block underneath the tailbone or your hands, getting a little added elevation. Legs up the wall is always a nice place too. Just holding our inversion for 5 to 7 breaths here. And then bend your knees. Give yourself a nice, gentle hug in, saying something very lovely to yourself. Go ahead, lower shoulders and head. Lengthen out one leg at a time. Finding your final resting pose. Taking up as much space as you like here. We'll add a final cleansing breath. And just let the body go, our sponge pose. So first, gently uplift the gaze again to that mid spot between the eyebrows, our spiritual eye, maybe visualizing light or a star in that area. And then let's put our mind's eye in our feet. Let's actually visualize that light starting in the feet tonight. Warm, healing light, relaxing the toes, the soles of the feet, tops of the feet, the ankles. Moving up the lower leg, relaxing the shins, the calves. Relaxing our knees, our upper legs, fronts, backs, and sides. Relaxing our bottom, our pelvic floor, our hips, our pelvis. Relaxing the abdominal area and lower back. Relaxing middle back, middle chest, upper back, upper chest. So that light traveling up, shining through the heart center. Relaxing our shoulder area, shoulders to elbows, elbows to wrists. All 10 fingers are relaxed. Relaxing our neck, our throat. Relaxing the chin, tongue, cheeks, eyeballs, eyelids, forehead. Whole body filled with this warm, healing light. I am relaxing. I am relaxed. I am totally relaxed. Or perhaps you breathe in let and breathe out go. Or use an I am mantra, maybe breathing in I am, breathing out happy, compassionate, loving, forgiving, just whatever works for you. The mind wanders, draw it back again and again. And from here, let's give our body a gentle stretch, pointing toes out, heels out, maybe making any subtle movements, rolling off onto a favorite side. Just for a few breaths into your fetal pose, a posture of rebirth and renewal. And then with eyelids closed, if you can, making your journey to seated. Back to our asana of meditation as we come to closing tonight. I'm going to reread the spiritual diary entry for today. I will prepare for the coming of the omnipresent baby Christ by cleaning the cradle of my consciousness, now rusty with selfishness, indifference, and sense attachments, and by polishing it with deep daily divine meditation, introspection, and discrimination. I will remodel the cradle with the dazzling soul qualities of brotherly love, humbleness, faith, desire for God realization, willpower, self-control, renunciation, and unselfishness, that I may fittingly celebrate the birth of the divine child. Oh, peace, bliss. Amen. I'm going to finish by using my singing bowl here. And then let's draw our arms out to the side as we